Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Monday Night Raw review. This one is for December 28th, 2015, which just happens to be the very last Monday Night Raw of 2015. So the show opens up with Vince McMahon and Roman Reigns. Vince goes on to say that he owns this ring, and because he brings up how Roman Reigns pushed Vince out of his own ring, and how that was disrespectful because he owns the ring. He says he owns the title, and in a way, he owns Roman Reigns, and then he'll eventually find that out. Roman says, this is what I have a problem with rich bastards like you, and Vince is like, I'm not a rich bastard, I'm a freaking billionaire. It was a good line. I liked it. And then right after that, the crowd go on to chant Daniel Bryan, and you can tell Vince didn't like it. And he tells the crowd to shut up. And then after that, they go on to chant CM Punk. Vince does not react to that one, obviously. Vince says that he brings up Roman's dad and his uncle, the Wild Samoans. And he talks about how he used to take Roman's dad's money, and he would pay him in peanuts. And that pissed Roman off. So Roman shoves him to the ground, and Vince starts saying that he hurt his neck and he wants someone to come out. Stephanie then comes out, and she brings out a security team and some cops. And she tells the security team to arrest him for putting his hands on a 70-year-old man. The security team says, no, we're just here for security. We're not going to arrest anybody. Which doesn't make any sense. Because she gets in the guard's face and says, do you know who I am? Arrest this man. And the security guard says, if you don't calm down, I'll arrest you instead. And Vince gets mad. He gets in the security guard's face and says, you do not threaten my daughter. He goes on like, do you know who I am? I can get you fired for this. And Vince then grabs the security guard by the throat, and the police surround him, and they cuff him. And then Vince goes to jail, and they take him out through the crowd. Don't know why, but they did. The next match, well actually the first match, is Kevin Owens versus Neville. This match was made because Kevin Owens is mad he didn't win Breakout Star of the Year, which honestly he should have. I mean, Neville's a good wrestler. I love him, but Kevin Owens did a little more. So, I don't know. Either one could have won it, but I understand why Kevin Owens should have. This match was 1 minute long. The match starts out with Neville kicking Kevin Owens in the face and stunning him. He goes for the red arrow. Kevin Owens then knocks him off the rope. Kevin goes for a pop-up powerbomb. Neville reverses it into a pin and wins in less than a minute. Then Kevin Owens gets pissed off and goes on to attack Neville for about 8 minutes. Goes longer than the match, much longer. Dean Ambrose comes out and he attacks Kevin Owens and gets the upper hand. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. It was a fairly even match. The crowd honestly was not on Sasha's side that much because she brought up how Boston's the best city in the world and Brooklyn sucks and stuff like that. Becky puts Sasha in a submission. It was a fairly even match. Becky puts Sasha in a submission, but Naomi distracts the ref and Tamina drags Sasha to the ropes so it gets out. Sasha rolls out of the ring. Becky then gets on the top rope and dives, taking out all of Team Bad. After that, it went to a commercial break, and when the commercial came back, Sasha took over. The match is fairly even. It goes back and forth. Sasha tries to hit Becky. Becky then moves, and Sasha takes out Team Bad. She tries to dive through the ropes, and Becky moves, and Sasha takes out Team Bad, and she gets in at 7. The ref is distracted. Naomi kicks Becky in the face. Sasha goes for the bank statement. Becky then rolls Sasha over into a pin and puts her, and then completely reverses it into a disarmer, which Sasha then rolls that up into a pin and gets the win. Kofi Kingston versus Kalisto. Kofi takes over early, which is expected. As soon as Kalisto starts to take over, Xavier distracts the ref, and I don't know exactly how this worked, but instead of Kofi getting the roll up for the win, Kalisto gets the roll up for the win, and then that transpires into a Sin Cara versus Big E match because they both kind of fought each other on the outside. Big E slams Sin Cara off the apron onto the outside mat, and Sin Cara hurts his shoulder during that move. The ref stops the match to make sure Sin Cara didn't break his shoulder, and eventually the match begins soon. After that, Sin Cara didn't really do much except for a rolling senton to Big E from the top rope, but you could tell Sin Cara might have actually hurt himself. He did not look right. Kofi and Xavier distract Sin Cara. As soon as Sin Cara turns around, he walks into a big ending. Big E gets the win. This next segment was confusing. It was terrible, and I don't even know why I'm going to go over it. It was a year in review, Miz TV. I originally thought we were going to get Miz talking about what happened throughout the year of 2015, but instead, as soon as Miz starts talking, Ryback comes back. Ryback comes out and interrupts him, saying that he doesn't want to hear your talk. And then Goldust comes out, and he says that that Miz isn't going to win anything. And then Zack Ryder comes out and says that in 2016 it'll be his year. And then R-Truth comes out and he says that any superstar is nominated for Superstar of the Year. So when you vote for him. And everybody's like, Slammys were last week. You won one. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember. This one's on me. This one's on me. He does that whole R-Truth thing. And then Heath Slater comes out and says that he should be talking the most because he was most requested. That's why they had the WWE interview with Michael Cole. And then the Big Show comes out. For some reason, I don't know why. Heath Slater calls out Big Show, telling him to get out of here because he's not important. Big Show punches him in the face and takes out the ring. He ended with Ryback because Ryback actually fought back. After he knocks Ryback out of the ring, please retire chants start, and he's like, you really want me to retire? How about this one? I'm going to enter myself in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to be number 1. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and I'm going to walk out as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So he is the first announced superstar in the Royal Rumble, and he's at number 1. And he announced himself at number 1. So that segment ended up with a match. It was Big Show versus Ryback. Who gives a shit? I didn't watch it. I don't even know who won. I assumed the Big Show won because on WWE's Instagram, they had like a big picture of the Big Show with number 1. They're like praising him, and he didn't seem pissed off. So I don't know who won. I don't care who won. I don't want to see that ever again. Those two are the worst. Dean Ambrose and the Usos versus the League of Nations when it was Sheamus, Rusev, and what's his name? King Barrett. The good guys take over early, which would be the Usos and Dean Ambrose. They take over early, which is expected. Jimmy hurts himself during the match. He kicks Rusev, and that hurts his leg. And then he goes on to get the shit beat out of him by the League of Nations. This is boring chants. Fill the arena. I don't blame him. Eventually, Sheamus hits a brogue kick on Jay and gets the win. As they're celebrating, Kevin Owens comes out and attacks Dean Ambrose from behind, power bombing him through the announce table. The cameras then cut to a police station and shows Vince McMahon getting out of jail on bail. And then he gets in a car and goes away, and everybody's like, where's he going? The match of the night. The best segment. The best match. It ended shitty, but it started out great. Del Rio versus Big Match John Cena. And honestly, I'm pretty sure this is the first review, whether it be pay-per-view or Monday Night Raw review, that I've said the words John Cena besides last week when he won the Slammy. I'm pretty sure, because I think I started doing this after I did after Hell in a Cell, because I'm pretty sure I started when 2K16 came out. So I'm pretty sure this is the very first review I've ever talked about John Cena. The League of Nations comes out with Del Rio during his entrance, and he goes on to say that he's not putting up the title against John Cena because he chooses the opponent, he chooses where, and he says Brooklyn's not worth it. Cena then goes on to call Del Rio a punk bitch for not putting it on the line. Del Rio takes that to heart, gets pissed off, and he decides to put the title on the line. So we have John Cena versus Del Rio for the WWE United States title. Del Rio takes over early, which wasn't expected, but at the same time it is expected. He kicks Cena in the head a few times, the same move that ended Cena's title reign. Del Rio tries to dropkick Cena through the middle rope. Cena moves, and Del Rio ends up flying through the middle rope. After that, Cena then takes over. He hits a 5-knuckle shuffle. He goes for the AA, or the Attitude Adjustment, and Del Rio reverses it into a backbreaker. And then Cena gets out of a pin, and he puts Del Rio in the STF. After that, Del Rio gets on. He tries to put Cena in the corner stomp move. I don't even know what it's called. But Cena moves out of the way, throws Del Rio into the corner, and then hits a tornado DDT from the top rope and gets a 2 count. Cena goes for another Attitude Adjustment, but Del Rio reverses it into an armbar. And Cena uses his great might and strength, picks up Del Rio, slams him to the mat. Cena then goes for another Attitude Adjustment, and when doing so, Del Rio accidentally kicks out the ref. Cena hits the Attitude Adjustment. Cena puts him in the STF. Del Rio taps, but there's no ref. The League of Nations come out. Rusev kicks Cena. They roll the ref back in the ring. 1, 2, Cena kicks out. Cena then hits an Attitude Adjustment. And, after that, after the Rusev kick, Del Rio gets his own kick to the face of Cena. 1, 2, Cena kicks out. Cena finally gets the upper hand, hits the Attitude Adjustment. 1, 2, the League of Nations come in and hit John Cena. They beat him up. Cena wins by DQ. So obviously there's going to be a Cena Del Rio match at the Royal Rumble, and I can see Cena winning. Cena is the greatest thing of this year that happened to the United States title, so I can see them giving it back. The Usos then come out to help John Cena, but they get beat down. John Cena gets beat down by the League of Nations, and then Roman Reigns comes out. He spears Rusev. He takes out Del Rio and King Barrett, and then him and Sheamus have like a stare down in the ring. Sheamus goes to hit him with a chair. Sheamus gets Superman punch to the face, and then Roman goes on to beat him with said chair. After he hits him with the chair, Vince McMahon comes out and says that Roman Reigns will have a championship match next week against Sheamus. The only catch is there'll be a special guest referee, and that man is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He then goes to end the show saying Happy New Year like 10 times, like a crazy man. And that is your Monday Night Raw review. The show started out okay with the whole Vince getting arrested segment. I mean, it was okay. The beatdown, Owens beatdown on Neville was pretty good. And then everything after that was complete shit. Especially the year in review / Big Show Ryback match that I don't want to talk about. Even the Dean Ambrose Usos League of Nations match. We don't need 3-on-3 tag matches every single week. We don't. It ended good with Owens powerbombing Dean Ambrose to a table. Even though I like Dean Ambrose, it sets up a feud. So obviously those two are going to fight for the United States title at the Royal Rumble, I assume. And then Cena and Del Rio, the opening segment to that match was amazing. They did amazing on the mic. It was a great segment, great match. If it would have ended with Cena winning the title back, that would have made up for some of the bullshit that happened during the night. But unfortunately, the end of the year ends pretty shitty, just like everything else has in the last few months. So that is your Monday Night Raw review. Expect more, obviously. I will be doing one next week, which will be the first Monday Night Raw review of 2016. So that's exciting, I guess. We're honestly coming up to a year from when I started doing YouTube videos. Well, not YouTube video, gaming YouTube videos, because I actually started this account in 2008, and I have some videos up, but we don't like to talk about those. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Vince McMahon going to jail, and the return of John freaking Cena. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Camp Council Cody, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.